John Oliver is in a soap opera.
Yeah.
Britt Lauer from Severance is in a Harlan Coben TV show. Yeah. Nigel Farage is resigning and running again. And England is so hot, my friend's cards literally peeled off. Elaine, the world does not make any sense anymore. And so we're here to fix it by talking about board games.
On the upside, we're keeping the lemon squash business in industry, right?
We've drank so much lemon squash because what else do you drink? Water? That doesn't work.
Council juice.
So in this Council Punk new edition of not our podcast anymore, we decided that we're not doing a podcast anymore.
So I don't have to say, welcome to Talk Cardboard, a podcast about board games and everything adjacent with me, Elaine and you, Efka.
No, because this is the last episode of Talk Cardboard.
Oh, so I can still say that?
You can if you want to. Please go ahead.
I've done it now.
Okay, right. Well, this is also the first episode of The Digest, which is now basically what Talk Cardboard is going to be moving forward. It is, apart from this episode, only on our Patreon, right? That's the only place where it's going to be available. And we're also running a Patreon pledge drive that is based around making, no pun included, sustainable somehow. And that's the idea. The idea is that we're going to reorganize and rejig everything in a way that makes sure we can put out the work that means the most to us, right? I think that's kind of what we're going for.
Yeah, because I mean, we have maybe a little bit in the past, a little bit overpromised things.
I overextended ourselves, not like, for example, I remember when we did our last Kickstarter, we said, we're going to do like 4 vids on behind the scenes, and we did 2 of them. I think we did like one so long that it counted as 4 videos, where we documented the entire process of how making an open included video works. That is still available, I think, somewhere on our Patreon. If you dig back far enough into the annals of it, and I'll try, and if I find it, I'll try and link it into the description of this episode. So if you want to watch that's still available, right? But that's the thing. Like, I think we've been bad at figuring out what is sustainable and what isn't sustainable. And I think what's sustainable for us is rather than trying to review board games on video and on audio, is to just review board games on video or make things about board games on video. But because we play so many games that we don't really cover properly, it feels like a good thing to have something where we can just digest them, as it were, right?
But it's a pun, you see, because you played games with
the die, and we're jesters, really, you and I, clowns, buffoons, nincompoops. So digest. It's very good. I really like it. It's a very good pun.
Do you know what happens to jesters if they're not good enough? Don't they get like beheaded or something?
This is brand new information. Okay. I have not considered this in the naming.
Well, let's do it well enough so we don't.
Okay, no beheadings in this digest. Let's talk about some board games. Oh, well, actually, first, we should say, hey, if you like us, please do support us. We are running a pledge drive. We're doing like really cool work that we cannot reveal. But we are doing really cool work, but if you know the sort of things,
we think so,
yeah. If you know the sort of things that we've done in the past that you've enjoyed, like the ARCs video or the miniatures board game miniatures investigative video, stuff like that. If you enjoyed our big work, we are doing
more big work,
but bigger in so many ways than we've ever done before. And I am personally really excited. I don't want to say what it is. I allude to this in the Patreon pledge drive video that's up on our channel. And that video goes into more detail in terms of what are the things that are hard for us and where we're finding difficulties, being independent, having no sponsorship money, having none of that to invest into keeping things going, you know.
We are independent, like Count Binface.
Yes, we are exactly like Count Binface. Take that energy and apply it to us. Your love for Count Binface. Give us that love as well. We really want it. We really need it. I'm hitting the microphone with my nose, which is telling me that it's time to move on from this subject and enter the subject of board games.
That was good. That was well synced, right?
Thank you. What's up on our digest docket? I'm coining names as I'm going along.
There are some games that we played together, and then there are some games that you played on your own.
Okay.
So should we talk about the games we played together first?
Sure, we can.
We played The Queen's Dilemma.
It's true. It's the new thing. That was the old thing where it was called The King's Dilemma.
It's weird because we've had the opposite. We had the Queen, and now we got the King, and this was.
Well, it comes
Queen,
from Italy,
now...
so it's different. You know.
Yeah. Okay. That's.
The King's Dilemma was my game of the year.
Yeah.
In 2020?
Something.
I think it's 2020.
Oh, really?
I think it's 2020. Yours was The King is Dead.
Ago,
yeah, it was a long time ago.
Crumbs.
And I remember the number one thing people were saying to me, wait, have you actually finished this campaign? No, of course I haven't. It was the pandemic.
Oh, yes, that's why it was 2020, right?
Because it was the pandemic. All those plans died somewhere. But I was happy that The Queen's Dilemma came out and we got a chance to kind of reinvigorate some of my passion and try...
And ignite mine?
Is it igniting?
Not really.
Okay, so very quickly, Queen's Dilemma is a game where you're a council for a queen this time, and there are a bunch of dilemmas, and as a council you get to vote yay or nay. The voting's cool, I think, as a voting system. It's very simple. It's like you have currency that's called power. You use it to vote, but like you could, instead of voting, steal power for another upcoming vote, even though you don't know what it is, whether it's going to align with your needs, desires, or whatever. And the key central thing of it is that there is a disconnect between why you want to vote for something mechanically and why you want to vote for something narratively. And I think this is that specific disconnect that creates the friction in the game and makes the game work. Because the mechanisms will say, for whatever reason, you want this type of policy to go up and this type of policy to go down or whatever, right? For example, maybe your character in this particular session desires like economic freedom or sometimes desires military funding or whatever, right? And then you have all these dilemmas come out and they're somehow tangentially tied to these concepts, but oftentimes they'll be so brutal, like, hey, do you want to
kill every chicken?
Yeah, let's say chicken, because we don't mean chicken.
No, that's not a thing that we've encountered.
Yeah, but let's say chicken, just so Patreon doesn't demonetize us.
There is a whispers of a poultry disease going round.
Yeah.
Your option is to try and make a vaccination for the chickens, right? But that will take a lot of money and effort from your greatest people in the area, or you can just kill all the chickens to try and get rid of this disease. I made up a scenario.
Yeah, and what happens is, because mechanically, even though like morally you would be like, no, this is what I want to do, mechanically the game is telling you to do something else,
right? And
you end up doing things like chanting, kill the chickens, kill the chickens, to try and sway the table.
And as a player.
It's good. I like it. I know you are secretly detesting the game, secretly, because we have a 6-player campaign running, and you don't want to sour everyone else's mood because everyone else is loving it.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I think so.
So you said that there was 2 parts that make up the game, like what you're doing mechanically for what you want to achieve, and what was the other thing? I've forgotten already.
The narrative.
The narrative. What you want to do narratively. But the narratively part does not always align with what I would do as a human being. And there are some things in the game.
And that's what makes the game, I think.
There are some things in the game that I cannot bring myself to vote for or against as a human being.
You voted for some heinous stuff.
Yeah, because I thought, well, stuff it. Sorry, I was going to swear then.
Yeah.
Stuff it. Like this, it's the game, but it doesn't make me feel good doing it. It doesn't make me enjoy it. It doesn't make me feel like, oh yeah, I'm playing a different character that I wouldn't normally do this. And I know that there are plenty of other games where you do things that you wouldn't necessarily do. I mean, I'm not a sheep farmer. I've farmed plenty of sheep in a game, but
wow.
But morally.
Maybe don't publicize this information.
What, that I'm not a sheep farmer?
Yeah, it sounds really hardcore, Elaine.
I don't.
You
think
farm
it's a secret.
you farm sheeps in board games? Wow.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, yeah. If you play board games, you get to do that kind of thing, right?
That's
it's
disgusting.
a whole different world.
That's horrible.
And anyway, my point is that I know that you're kind of always playing a role when you play a board game, but making actual decisions that don't really affect people's lives because it's a game. But I don't know, there's something there. But also the other issue that I have with it is that I struggle to get into the game enough. I struggle to look at the narrative and be like, well, what choice would I make here narratively? I'm just looking at what I want to achieve on my board and going, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to vote for or against, because that's what will give me the points, and I want the points.
But I think that's the driving force of the game, honestly. Look, I don't want to get into it too much because the jury's still out completely. We've only played a couple of games. It's
I'm glad
interesting.
You're enjoying it, though.
I think there is a definite upgrade towards the King's Dilemma in terms that you are playing clearly defined characters. Elaine, you picked a character that's like verbatim a criminal, right?
Yeah.
Like not just a criminal, but like a criminal mastermind, right? Like you're the mafia, right? And
I'm used, it's
like there's a guy called Sid. He looks like a butcher.
Yeah.
He's straight out of Gangs of New York, you know. Anyway, it's the thing that I was going to say. Yes, so thing one is you play characters, which I think gives slightly more definition to what you're doing and why you're doing these things, and the narrative sort of evolves around that as well. The other thing that I will say, the outcomes in terms of how they will pan out mechanically are so much clearer than they were in the King's Dilemma.
Yeah.
A lot of the times,
I agree with that.
You voted and you were like,
you didn't know what you were voting
that's
for.
Not
really.
the outcome that I was expecting mechanically. But now, like mechanically, it's a lot more clear that what's going to happen. But also, another thing that it does is that it still manages to make the outcomes feel surprising because they are just
it does that unexpected things, especially with the question marks. There's sometimes there's a yes or no vote, but then there's also question marks, and that might give you something else.
And you don't know what that is.
No, not at all.
And that's interesting. I think it makes for moments like, for example, there was a person who won the vote, but in terms of who was the leader of the vote, and that kind of applies all kinds of consequences and stuff like that. It was a tiebreaker, and they were the moderator as well, so they could decide to give themselves leader or another person.
That seems democratic, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, and what's funny is that because they thought that what they voted on was very good, they were like, "I'll be leader. It's cool. Yeah. I'll get the rewards for this. Permanent penalty for the entire campaign."
Yeah.
Oof. So and like that feels satisfying in a way where it's like, yeah, it's harsh, but it creates these moments around the table that I don't think any other board game does. So far, Queen's Dilemma, lots of positives, some negatives that I'm going to save for a review. Let's quickly move on to what's next.
We have also been playing Oath.
That's true. We've been dipping into Oath. I don't want to talk about Oath too much because I think it's a game that a lot of people are either familiar with because Tom Brewster did a really good video on Shut Up and Sit Down years ago, and I think that's enough information there. This is from Cole Worley. We reviewed his game Arcs, and we reviewed his game PAX Premiere, and we reviewed his game Root. That's the 3 games of Cole Worley that we reviewed. Oath is definitely an ambitious game, definitely doing a lot with form and genre that is unexpected. Unlike his other games, I also think it might be his clunkiest game. I respect it for what it is, but it remains to be seen how the new upcoming expansion, New Foundations, is going to address a lot of the weird game states that happen in that game. And when I say weird, it's not like weird, whoa, funky. And maybe that's some people's experience, and I don't want to diminish that in any way. But so far, our experience has been a little muted, I will say. So we're playing a lot of Oath. It's been some games already, more games to come forward. So I'm sure we'll talk about Oath more in the future.
We played. Sometimes we play a trick taker as a kind of amuse-bouche.
No.
On a
trick-taking game? Go somewhere.
When we have people round to play a bigger game, we have an amuse-bouche at the beginning.
To boosh your amuse.
To boosh your amuse.
Yeah.
So we played a trick taker, which I can't remember the name of.
Torchlit,
thank you.
From Allplay.
From Allplay.
Okay, so what I immediately observed is that there is a new kind of movement in trick-taking, in modern trick-taking, where the bidding is live, right? So rather than, bidding on how many tricks you're going to win at the beginning of the round, it moves and changes. So we played a game called Bitcoin that does this, and it's not the only one. Torchlit also does this, but it does it in the most obtuse way that I can imagine. I really did not like this game. I respected and appreciated all that it was doing, but it was so overwrought. I don't know if you felt the same way.
Yeah, I appreciate that there are more trick takers where the trick taking is only part of the game. Like there's more to it. It's not just playing cards. There's other things that you're doing at the same time.
You want to leverage those skills that you picked up through playing trick taking games into more complex dynamics. I get that.
But I don't think anyone at the table enjoyed this.
Not particularly.
It was super clunky. It was quite confusing. I think all of us at somewhere down the line missed a part of the rules that was important to what we were doing and why we were doing it.
Well, there's just so many different ways to manipulate it. It's like every trick you win propels you along a track, and where you track is also the last card you want to have in your hand, but it's not in your hand, it's on your table, except before the last trick you swap it. And like I get what all these things are doing mechanically. I'm not dismissing them as like nonsense or whatever. No, I get it. I get how it works within the framework of the game. It's just obtuse. I just found it obtuse. I found it like there are games like Bitcoin, where the bidding is live. And that works because it feels fluid rather than like, but then this thing and that thing and that thing and that thing, like it just didn't add up for me.
I guess I like the amount of choice that you're given within it. First of all, you get to choose from your hand which card you're going to put down secretly. You get to...
That's the bid,
That's the bid.
Yeah.
You get to swap that out right at the end if you want to. You can't really choose how many tricks you win because it's up to the table. But
and also, sorry to interrupt, but there is the thing where like it's how many tricks you win, but also there are ways that you can move up onto the tricks I've won track without winning tricks.
Yeah, exactly.
Based on what other people played, and you have to play into the trick. It was
So, but the concept of that I quite like that there is that choice and there is that movement within it, but the implementation was claggy, I think. But I don't think anyone had a brilliant time at that.
No.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
A game that I think we both enjoyed Hanami.
Oh, yeah. So this is a re-implementation of Samurai. Together with this Patreon pledge drive, there's going to be a little video on the Patreon about Hanami that I did, which is not about the game itself. It's just a little commentary video that I found funny. We'll see if anyone else finds it funny. But Hanami itself is... so it originally was in Reiner Knizia's tile laying trilogy, and you have to say it like that.
Yeah.
Legally,
Okay.
yeah, because it's got a TM on it and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Caesar.
Like Caesar, Caesar over 20 minutes.
I understand, yeah.
So this is, the Tile Laying trilogy is Tigris and Euphrates, Through the Desert, even though it's not tiles, it's camels, but never mind, let's not worry about that. And then Samurai.
Tiles are a kind of camel, or camels are a kind of tile, right?
That's brand new information.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're going with this.
Okay. Nowhere.
Okay, good to know. This is part of that. It's an old game, and it's been brought back with refreshed art, and it is, I would say, Through the Desert is a pretty simple game. I would not say it's very complex.
If there was an entirely cardboard version of Through the Desert, right, it could have cardboard camel tiles. There's nothing really stopping it from, mechanically having that.
No. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not. Could have and should have. I think Hanami is definitely the lightest out of those, and it has least of that Knizia juice, where it's like, but it does have that Knizia juice. It just has it less than Through the Desert and less than Tigris and Euphrates. But also, the flip side is that it is so much less rules.
Yeah, very light.
It is incredibly light. You can teach Hanami to anyone. I mean, to anyone. It is and it's very approachable. Well. It's dead cute. I really like this. I brought it. We played it together. I also brought it to a club to play it at a slightly higher player count. And I loved how immediately I was just making terrible decisions. Like, we were playing a free player game, and it was clear that the game was between the other two people, not me, right? Like, I did not have any chance of winning it.
I thought our game was pretty close, and then it was not.
Yeah.
It was not, really.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I like that it's a game with like 3 total victory points. There are 3 victory points, and you can win maybe 1 or 2 or all 3 of them. And that's it. That's what determines the victory. And obviously, then the rest of the game is tiebreakers.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I had a point, and I've forgotten what it is. It was something to do with the tile. Oh, no. Yeah, I like how that there are ways you can kind of manipulate the tiles. Like, you can maybe move them around. There's certain things that you can do with them.
Yeah, they added...
I like that a lot, which is it's something that you don't get in Through the Desert, I don't think. There wasn't a way to kind of swish your camels around if you didn't like how you'd put them down.
It's true. Yeah. So, no, they added stuff in this new re-implementation as well, where there are now tiles that didn't exist before. So there's a copy tile that copies anything that it is pointing to. So, if you place it adjacent to something, you just orientate it with a little arrow and say, this is now that. So there's neat little things like that. And I actually quite like that. I thought it made perfect sense. So Hanami, broadly positive.
I made the mistake of just trying to hoard everything and then going, wait, I didn't need to have hoarded all of this because I'm not going to win on, Sakura or whatever anyway. So why am I going for these flowers? I don't need them. You're going to win on it anyway. But yeah, I think we both enjoyed it.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what? As well, in a 2-player game, it uses 7s like Lacuna. As in the number 7, right? So because the 7 7 of each token to win, which determines who wins the victory point, right? There's 3 victory points, which is Onigiri, Sakura's, and
lanterns.
The flying lanterns. I'm bad. I'm sorry. And he uses 7. So if you have 3 and the other person has 3, there's 1 left. So it's kind of easy to calculate which way you are going and which way you're. Yeah, I like that. It's good math.
A game is good when it has good math.
Right, yeah.
I had a mate called Math. Right, anyway, so we also played Sovereign, Fall of Wormwood.
Oh, this is a slight disappointment for me. Broadly very interested in the concept. The pitch is so simple and so immediately appealing. It's like, what if Netrunner was a 4-player game and it was basically like Commander, where it was more social? And at that, I was like, yeah, bring it, right? So it is kind of like Netrunner. You effectively have 2 lanes that you are protecting. And I think this is broadly meant to be a 4-player game, because specifically in a 4-player game, you're only allowed to attack the player to your left and your right. Each player has a deck of 50 cards. 30 of them are cards, 20 of them are echoes. They're basically victory points, right? And so these echoes, you can be forging them, which takes time, or they can be in your hand. And then based on where you think your opponent has echoes, whether they're forging them or in their hand, that's kind of the lane that you can attack. And for how much you can breach that lane, that's how many things you can look at. And that's kind of where
So you're winning by forging your own echoes and
stealing them from the opponent.
And also stealing them,
Conceptually, I like the sound of this. Especially because it's an indie studio as well, first-time publisher. I just found the beginning of the game to be so slow, so very slow, and you want to get going, right? It's like a 4-player game, right? You wanna be in a game where things are happening, and it's like things were not happening in that game for a good long while. No. And when the game is geared for 4 players, right? That's the player count where it is going to be much longer than other games. So it just needs to, immediately get into the thick of things, and it doesn't do that. It does that
because it takes a long time to build up your defenses or your attacks.
Yeah. It just moves slow. The game felt like it started by the point where like someone got like 6 echoes and we're like, okay, now things are happening. But by that point, we felt like so deflated that we were like, whoa, this is quite slow.
Yeah, because the cards come in with it's not really a summoning sickness, because you haven't played them as such. You put them face down in your forge, and then eventually they will come out.
Yeah,
but it takes time.
And you can invest resources.
There's to make them come out quicker. And I quite like that about it.
There were a lot of interesting mechanisms.
Because there is no obligation to make it come out either. Right? You could just sort of leave it there if you're kind of bluffing. And one of the things we found was that you can have as many cards in. There's nothing in the rules that say you can only have a certain amount of cards in the forge, right?
Yeah.
So there were people like, our table is only so big, and there was people with like at least 6 cards in the forge, right? And the whole table was just covered in face down cards, and I think even they couldn't remember what was under every card. One of the things you can do is like peek under one of the cards as the opponent, as one of the opponents, or attack one of the cards as the opponent, right? But you don't know which one is a good one and which one is not going to be helpful. Sorry, you had something.
No. I was just going to say that you brought that up, that they are face down, but they have a token on them that tracks.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
How much the card is forged, and so the token's position on the top of the face down card is important.
Yeah.
But for people like you say, you can breach, and like when you attack, you can peek at these cards, but maybe it's not a card that you can score, so you just have to put it down. So there's a lot of picking up face down cards and looking at them
with tokens on the back of them,
where the tokens placement matters. I found that so annoying, and it is just this sort of thing that in a game that's already clunky and cluttered makes it less smooth, and I just wanted the whole experience to be smoother. This is coming out from Modifius, I think, in broader retail, because I
believe you. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw it on their website. So to be fair to the game, one person who's way more into collectible card game scene or trading card, not like LCG.
It's not collectible. There's no booster packs.
No.
You just have a deck and you play
LCG
the deck.
system. One person at the table was way more into it than any of us. So I will say, maybe if it sounds interesting, this is something you can check out, because 4-player Netrunner is definitely a pitch.
A trip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
okay.
a trip if you want it to be. I wish it was a trip. Like I said,
I feel like
too
I tripped
slow.
over it.
There you go.
We also played Strange Slot Simulator.
This is the video that defeated us.
Yeah.
Okay, so without getting into the why, the video defeated us and we didn't end up making the video because we wrote it twice, we filmed it once, and it was bad. Strange Slot Simulator is a strange game. It's a game where it's kind of like a deduction game, right? Mm-hmm. It's one of those games where you're trying to piece together information, like Search for Planet X or Turing Machine. You know, like you're trying to figure something out before
gradually,
before or better,
better than
Except this one doesn't play anything like those, because in all of those games you're gradually eliminating information, right? Like this can't be true, this can't be true. Here it sort of happens, but most of the time what you're doing, because there are effectively what's called 6 settings. These are 6 decks of 20 cards each, and each deck's composition is unique. And what you're trying to do as a table is determine which deck of cards is which setting, because you like on your screen you can see all these settings, all the like card distributions laid out, but the only way you can glean information is by picking up a deck in a 4-minute real-time round and then shuffling it quickly and then drawing free cards and recording what you've drawn, putting those free cards back into the deck,
shuffling it again,
drawing free cards, right? And you're extruding a sort of a probability chart from that. And there are draws that are sometimes impossible in certain settings. Most of the time you will not hit these draws. These draws are very unlikely to come up.
Like, for example, a set might only have 2 bells in it, right? But another set might have only 1 bell in it.
Yes.
Right. So if you draw the one with, if you draw the cards and you draw 2 bells, you know it's not one of the sets with a 1 bell in it. Like
exactly.
Whatever, you know, that kind of stuff. I made that figure up. But
no, I think that exists. There are 2 settings with 1 bell, 2 settings with 2 bells, and 2 settings with 3 bells.
Right.
If in 3 cards out of a 20 card deck you draw all 3 bells, you hit the jackpot, right? Hey. Like that's the game. That's what it's trying to simulate, right? And I never drew these hands that are like these revelatory, amazing hands, and the game made me feel miserable. And I think that's the precise feeling of slot machines.
Of when you're on a or a fruit
I just need one more draw, right? I just need one more draw. But there's
one more press of the button.
Yeah, but the reality of that is that you're doing that communally around a table, you know, in 4-minute real-time rounds, 4-minute real-time rounds, and all you're doing is you're going shuffle, 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 1, 2, 3. No. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. 1, 2, 3. No.
But crucially, when you do that, no, you can't think.
Yeah, there's a separate
thinking.
1 minute real time thinking.
And I think that's true
phase.
Because if you are playing a slot machine or a fruit machine or a puggy, whatever you want to call it, or a pachinko machine, right?
Yeah.
You're not really thinking. Are you? You see,
it's like instinct, right?
You see the a bell and a melon and a plum come up, and you go, no, I need to do it again.
Well, again, maybe that's data,
eventually
right?
You go, what am I doing? And then you go, let me start again, and you carry on doing it.
Anyway, what a peculiar game.
I don't know if I liked it. I have strong feelings about it.
Strong feelings,
but I don't know if they're positive. I don't think I've ever played a game that simulates the feeling or that feeling of being that gambling feeling as much as this, where you don't want to do it, but you must do it because you must shuffle the cards, you must write down everything that you've drawn, you must shuffle them again, you must write down everything and again, and you don't want to be doing it, but you're looking at the time going, I must do it because I need to solve this puzzle. And then eventually, you come up with something and go, well, that was all right, actually. So the whole time you're going, I don't want to do this. And then you go, that's fine.
I detested this game. I so strongly disliked it. But it was an interesting experience, like you say, and I don't want to repeat it again. What's next?
That's all the games that we played together. So can you tell us about some of the games that you played? You played Container.
I've played Container. I have hated Container. I thought I hated Container.
Well, we both played Container.
You loved it. I remember. Yeah, years ago. We played it with one Quentin Smith, who taught it to us very gleefully. He loved it, and we were at a convention, and he invited us to play a game of Container, and he was so in love with it, and I just really hated that game. I remember you. I don't think you hated it because I think you won it.
I don't know.
It was a long time ago. It was like when the previous edition of Container came out. So I had a sour memory, and now I know why I had that sour memory, because I think I was a boy trained on Eurogames, and here's an economy game that literally disrupts every part of the production chain, like deliberately on purpose. You cannot do anything that you want to do. You have to convince other players to do it, and the only way you can convince them is via financial incentives that you set.
It's like the real world,
right? So
welcome to the real world.
It's like if you're thinking, well, I want to make profit, so I want to sell for more. No, you want to sell for cheap. Cheap.
Sell. Buy.
Right. That is effectively the game. It's fun. It's you got these containers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's actual containers in containers?
Yeah, there are containers, and there's boats, and you put the containers on the boats. I mean, ships by boats, of course.
What's the difference?
Because a boat is a small ship.
Okay.
That's, I believe, technically how it's classified. So, yeah, you put the container on the ship, and then you sail the ship into Container Island.
Oh.
And that's where it's going to score you points. But like, this sounds very stupid and simple. But what it is that, like, so there are 4 steps. There's producing containers.
Yeah.
Warehousing the containers.
Yeah.
Transporting the containers, and then scoring the containers. And at every step of this, you think, okay, so I'm going to build the containers, and then I'm going to warehouse them, and then I'm going to ship them, and I'm going to score them, right? You can't do any of that, right? You can produce the containers, but then someone has to buy them from you to put them in their warehouse. And then they can't ship those containers themselves. Someone else, or even you, could come in and pick them up on your ship, buying it from the warehouse, and now they're on a ship. And then you can take that ship to the scoring island where you will score them. No. There is an auction for them. You don't even get to have them. There is an auction where, and in a clever twist, the auction is like, you're not in the auction at all. Right?
Oh.
You're just auctioning them off.
Right, yeah. Why would you be in the auction if you were the one selling them?
Well, yeah, right? Except here's the trick. So let's say Mary and Sue are in this auction, and Elaine, you are auctioning the containers off, right? Yeah. Mary bids 5, Sue bids 7, right? Sue wins the auction. Very simple. Except now you have the option of either giving Sue the containers, you take Sue's 7, but also you get another 7 from the bank.
Whoa!
Or you go, Sue, keep your 7, but I will pay 7 to the sort of bank. Right. Doesn't matter.
Right.
You're paying 7 effectively, but then you get to keep them. So the other players are dictating what you will pay for these containers to score them.
I see. That doesn't make sense. Why would I sell them off in the first? Why would I auction them off in the first place? But if I'm just going to buy them back.
Well, no, because if you can take the money, it'll double your money, right? And money is the end of the game, the important thing.
I see. Yeah.
Right? It's very obtuse, and I understand why I hate it. I love it now. It's so good. I really like it. This edition is also very cheap. It's like 30 quid or something like that.
Did you pretend the containers had anything in them?
No.
Or do they have anything in them?
No, my fancy, the non-30 quid version, because I backed it on Kickstarter, comes with metal containers. And so they feel really chunky, and that's good. I normally hate these blinked up versions, but I think maybe Container is the one game where it's worth it, because it's so fun to move these boats around and load them. It's just like a toy. It's like a really good toy. It combines gaming with toys, with ruthless cutthroat capitalism. And
like all good toys should be.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And so what more do you need in life?
Like Mr. Potato Head.
Exactly.
Cutthroat capitalism.
Exactly like Mr. Potato Head.
You also played Foxglove Farm, which is nothing to do with any part of the board game production.
No.
Whereas Container is, because we see how the board games are shipped, right?
Was that a segue?
Yeah. Yeah, but did you like it?
No.
Oh, okay. You played Foxglove Farm.
I have, Elaine. It's fine.
I'm trying. I'm hot.
I know. It's so hot. I am melting on this table. It's good. It's all right. I didn't hate any part of Foxglove Farm, right? Mm-hmm. It felt competent in every way. It felt very sleek. It is resource conversion, the game.
It is also an implementation of another game,
Minecart Town, that came out, I want to say, if not last year, then the year before in Essen Spiel.
Yeah.
Sure. From a publisher called Jelly Games. It's okay. I broadly liked it. There was nothing wrong with it. You build out this tile town, and you need to create a supply chain where you can deliver the resources that you're converting to score points, or you deliver them to the other buildings that will convert them into more resources that you will then deliver via supply chains to score points.
Delivering a grain resource to a mill to make flour.
Yeah. Except you have to visibly draw a path. So there's building tiles and path tiles.
Yeah, because they've got to get there somehow.
Yeah, and so you need to calculate how many resources you want to spend on path tiles and how many resources you want to spend on buying new buildings, which you buy one by one in turn order. So there's that turn order tension, is someone going to buy the building before I can get to it, but first I need a path, because if I don't have a path in between, this building is nonsense, right? It's that kind of thing.
So does that feel cutthroat or not?
It feels a little cutthroat. Yeah. It felt again.
You could hate not draft, but hate.
Oh yeah,
tile,
absolutely.
Right?
And I made one person incredibly upset in this game.
Because you didn't want the tile.
No, I wanted the tile.
But that's not hate taking it then, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that they were vocalizing that they were going to go big on cheap. And I was like, well, I can't let you go big on cheap, because I was mean, and
but I mean, if you don't say anything, then people won't know that anyway. So I don't think that's your fault, is what I mean, because they could have just kept stum and not said, "Oh, I really, really, really want this," and then you would have had no qualms in taking that time.
No, I just created a tense moment at the table, and I think it's weird that a sort of what I would call a semi-bland game can create that kind of tension. I think it is I think it has competent artwork. I think it has competent design behind it.
Though.
No, but competent as in complementary competent. Okay. Everything in this game is good. It's competent. It's fine. It just didn't light any fires underneath me. That's it. That's all I can say about it. I think if you took this to a board game club where people enjoy light to light medium games,
but also cutthroat,
but also a little bit of cutthroat, I don't think there's anything wrong with this game. Okay, I think people would have a good time with it. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. But it's fine.
We also played the Old King's Crown, but we've spoken about
plenty. I will just say very quickly that
a lot in the past.
I've played it again with 3 people that were new to it. I taught the game, and it went down like a treat. It was everything that the Old King's Crown can be in that moment where people are learning all these complex systems. Let's not beat around the bush. The systems are complex. There's a lot to read, but people were just so willing to invest themselves into it, and I think the aesthetics does a lot with that, because there is a level where you can enter this game feeling jaded about it. I think, and I think I've seen that from other board game reviewers, even where there is a certain kind of there's so much, and it's a valid feeling. There is, how you approach this game is definitely going to determine how much enjoyment you get out of it, because you need that sort of desire to explore these systems, to be like, oh, what's this? Oh, what does that do? Because there is a lot. There's a lot on the table. And so it was just one of those games where everyone was just so eager for it. Everyone wanted to try this thing because they felt compelled to it, and because of that, the game just bloomed.
Had they played it before?
No, that's the thing. Everyone, apart from me,
right?
Everyone was new to it, and I didn't win the game, by the way.
No.
So like I think there is something to that where like I've had quite a bit of experience with it, but it. Sometimes that's...
Every game feels different.
Yeah. Sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes the chips don't fall where they may. In the same way where in Dune Imperium, the chips just don't fall. Like you want it. You can see the pathways, but it's just... I think that's good. I think it keeps games fresh and engaging.
You also played Typeset.
I don't remember much about it. This is from publisher DVC Games. I wanted to try their games for a while now. They make these cute little boxes. I
didn't do a segue on that one, but
yeah, that are not available generally in Europe. They were at UK Games Expo.
Oh.
I was looking for them because they were apparently at the Zatu booth, but I looked everywhere across the Zatu booth and none of their games were there for sale. Turns out they were at the Waterstones booth. Because Waterstones which we did see. Yeah. So they were for sale, but someone else picked up Typeset and I got to play it. It's this cute little word game where letters come out and you take them or you don't take them. And you need to keep slotting letters to make words, right? But because you're not in control of what letters come out, and you started a word already, right? Maybe you can pivot to something else. Maybe... you were spelling gonads, but now you have gom instead of gone.
So what are you going to spell with gom?
Gom.
Did you pick 3 letters that don't have...
Gommage, the thing from
Gommage.
Claire Obscure 33. Expedition 33 Gommage. There we go. Right there. Yeah, like you wouldn't obviously pick a letter that would ruin your word, right? You can bin some letters and stuff like that, but as you go further along, the options restrict further and further and further and further. But also there's some scoring opportunities which like propels you towards hubris. It's good. I like it.
Talking of gonads, what's the rules with the words that you make?
I don't know. I didn't read the rule book. Okay. Someone else taught it to me.
Okay. So is it? I was going to say, is it like Scrabble rules where you can only have? You couldn't have a town name or? You don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to speculate.
That's all the games.
That's it. Then there we go. We reached the end of the first digest, and now the digest is dead.
No, it's not. No, because there'll be more. There might not be. If everyone goes, that was awful, then we won't do it again.
No, this is a monthly thing.
But yes,
right. We will do this as a summary of the month of the things that we played in the month. So look forward to it at the beginning of every month because we will do the last month.
Yes. And I hope that gave you an idea of how it's going to play out. It's less review and just more chatty.
Chatty impressions, less structured and more freewheeling, more Patreon punk, right? That's
Patreon punk.
Patreon punk. Patreon core.
Patreon core.
I like it.